Hi, welcome to today's episode of Inside the Journey. Today we're talking with Bjarke. Bjarke, welcome. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome to everybody.
Bjarke, I'm just going to get straight into this conversation if you don't mind.
Yeah, man.
So Bjarke and I have known each other for a couple of years, and Bjarke was diagnosed with schizophrenia in your 20s, right?
Yep, 27.
27 years old. Bjarke, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just tell us a little bit about, just about your journey, say pre-diagnosis. What was life like for you?
Traumatic. There was emotional and violence, physical violence and stuff like that. My father was an alcoholic. A lot of his family is alcoholic. And some of my family are alcoholics too. So that was never a good thing to be in. As for events, I don't remember much from that particular event.
Yep. So you obviously did your schooling and did things quite well in that regard.
I managed. I didn't do well. I managed to do.
Mm-hmm.
People understand. They say, "How do you get through university?"
Yep.
Well, you just manage.
Yep.
And that's with life. You don't know how to deal with stuff. You just got to manage, and you'll learn to adapt to that.
There is a stigma around schizophrenia.
Sounds dangerous. It's not.
Some people hear that word and they don't quite know what to think. They have maybe some negative connotations around that.
Yeah.
What would you say? I guess what would you say your day-to-day life is like? As a schizophrenic person.
Pretty good. I'm at a stage where I'm pretty well all the time.
Good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn, and you have to adapt your lifestyle conducive to good physical and definitely mental health.
Yeah.
And there's a few things that change. After that diagnosis, things are different. Regardless of what happens to you, it changes. From that day on, it's different.
So diagnosed at 27, you studied, you went to uni, you mentioned about...
I went to university.
And what was that like for you?
It was good.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I was quite good at what I was doing.
And what did you do at uni?
Nuclear medicine and ultrasound.
Yeah, wow.
I was all right. Unfortunately, I got sick early in my career, and that sort of stopped things going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my day-to-day, people say, "Oh, you can work, you can do this and that." Well, yes, I'm so well, but I don't actually can work because I've tried working through peer support, aged care, radiology and stuff like that.
Yep.
And the stress factor, when you are stressed, and especially radiology is very stressful, by the way, the breakthrough symptoms happen, you don't function. When you're unwell, it's catastrophic in the early stages of unwellness and recovery. So no, I can't work. I have tried. For the better part, I have. I'm here to help others, and if I can help someone out there with their mental health or family members understanding mental health or whatever it is, I'm happy to answer questions.
What was the catalyst for you to seek diagnosis, Bjarke? And what were the few years preceding that point of diagnosis?
I was unaware of how bad I was.
Okay.
And it got worse and worse and worse and worse.
And so, just tell us about that. What did that look like for you? What
I
were you
was managing, but I wasn't managing. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And that's the thing. When you think you're okay and you are not okay, alarm bells happen for other people because you don't notice it. But as you get into your journey with mental health and mental wellness, you understand what you must look out for to preempt that drop into hospitalisation. There are other ways that can manage with good medical knowledge and good medical practice and support for the person itself.
So just on that, were you experiencing, was it psychosis? Was it
hallucinations, like Christ-like life in general, the spirituality of life, and it just consumed me over, and I just couldn't function anymore.
Okay.
All these thoughts were going through my head, delusional grandeur, false beliefs, hallucinations, auditory, by sight, feeling, smell, everything happened.
And so Was it difficult to maintain relationships in that time? So
I think
your diagnosis was at 27.
Yeah.
Would you say the previous, say, 5 years were really difficult for you before? Before that,
right,
were they the worst years?
No. I think right from the word go, it was difficult.
Okay.
I didn't know how to love myself. Didn't know how to love other people. I was looking for love, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
That's the love is with mental health. I ruined my own relationship with myself.
Yeah.
And then I ruin other relationships, not out of choice, but you just with schizophrenia you withdraw from society when you're unwell.
Okay.
You're scared about stuff.
So were you paranoid?
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. And what was that experience like?
Frightening.
It's
absolutely frightening.
Could you go out? Could you go to the shops or no?
No. When I first entered my first mental health facility, it was scary, man.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen, or you know that things are happening, and you don't know who's in there, what you'll expect, stuff. But as you go through your journey, you'll understand that it's not that scary. But you got to own your mental health, and you got to do what you got to do to get there.
So just on that, that paranoia that you experience, what is that like? So obviously it could be a struggle to leave home for you.
Anxiety, fear of people wanting to get me, fear of the devil wanting to get me, fear of it could be anything, man.
Okay.
Like your brain would just hallucinate these amazing things.
So you may see a stranger, but you might believe that stranger is actually out to get you in some way?
That's a possibility.
Okay.
There are lots of different thoughts. There's not just one generic thought for all schizophrenics. It's all different for everyone.
Sure. So
you can't really tell. You can tell what I've had, but the people out there will say, well, I had this differently.
Yeah.
So it's not so specific thoughts.
Yeah.
But the way it works is the constant, inauditory, invasive thoughts that never stop.
Yeah.
That's hard work.
Yeah. And so, why do you think there is such a negative stigma around schizophrenia in the community?
I think what happens is the ones that are unwell stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah.
And you can see them. I'll give you an example. I was up at Coffs Harbour in mental health rehabilitation to change medications. There was a local fellow who he walked out in Coffs Harbour naked, and the nurses saw him in the society and said, oh, he needs help. We know who he is. They rang the police. They came, picked him up, and put him in the acute psych ward. That people will understand and will see.
Yep.
Ones that are going okay may not. You may not understand that we fly under the radar sometimes because we look and sound so well.
Yeah.
But that's not the case all the time.
Sure.
And it's not the case for everybody.
Mm.
So I think people judge what they see in society with mental health and not so much what they don't see.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can have all the sore thumbs, and then it's not their fault being that sore thumb, but it does happen that way.
And in my experience as well, schizophrenia is often it's quite noticeable. So people will do things that
don't match.
They're quite prominent in the community.
Yes.
Like you say, someone walking around naked or running around. So with your diagnosis, what was life then like after that diagnosis? Was it a fairly quick sort of turnaround in terms of how things changed?
It takes ages.
Yep.
The first year was the hardest. I had a girlfriend. She was beautiful. Loved her. She was a sociologist, a social worker. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I couldn't express what I was saying to her in that, because I had no reference. And she said, why don't we go out? Why don't we do this? And I said, I've just gotten over mental health acute phase. That's what I should have said. Give me time. That's what had to happen. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't enunciate what I needed to happen.
Yep.
And she got fed up and went overseas. And that's not her fault. It's not my fault either. But I couldn't express what I needed to express to my girlfriend at the time because I had no words for it. It was something completely new. Yeah. Everything changes after that diagnosis, and how your attitude towards those changes and life as it is now will determine how well you survive. But you go up, down, backwards, forwards. It's never a smooth ride.
Yep.
But I guarantee over, say, 10 years, you should be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
But you've got to make sure your mental and physical health is priority, not other things like drinking and smoking and other things, because a lot of the medication reacts to those things in a bad way.
Yeah. You mentioned about having your girlfriend sort of back then around, I guess that was post diagnosis there.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what are relationships like now? Do you find you can maintain and sustain healthy relationships?
I can, but I'm well. When I'm not well, I ruin the relationship with myself first, and slowly go all the other relationships I withdraw from, and create a negative persona with that, or negative response to the relationship.
Just to interrupt you, what does that, when you say you kind of ruin those relationships, what does that look like? What happens there? Is it like a self-sabotage?
Yeah, you self-sabotage yourself to start off with, and it goes from there.
Right.
And you withdraw from all the important relationships that you had from the mental health facility, family, girlfriend, whatever, society itself.
Yeah, okay.
I find that I'm an open book in society, because I hope that people go, oh, BJ's okay, he's got schizophrenia, and they think maybe the next person I see with schizophrenia, they might be okay. It might give them a chance, or whatever it is, for them to say, oh, well, we're not that bad. Not all of us are bad at all.
Yeah.
More vulnerable than bad.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see you've got a guitar behind you.
I love it.
Bjarke plays guitar. He's a good guitar player.
Thank you.
How important is music in your journey?
Really important. It exercises your mind, and it also exercises both sides of your mind.
Yep.
Very important with medication and mind exercise, reading books, listening to music, playing music, going for a walk, anything that you find creative and you enjoy is a good thing.
Yep. And so obviously that creativity helps. Does that help when you say you're going to go into a social situation, or you're going to go out? Do you sometimes think in a creative way about going somewhere, or do you take your guitar places? Does that help you socially?
Yeah, look, I've been bussed once or twice down the local area.
Awesome.
That's pretty good.
Great.
Engages in society in a good way.
Yep.
But yeah, look, for me, guitar playing is just great.
Yeah.
And other people have other issues and other loves. So whether it be painting, sewing, guitar playing, singing, whatever floats your boat and that sort of stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and reading books.
Just real quickly, we're starting to run out of time now. So, what would you say to someone who maybe is struggling through some mental health issues? What would you say are a couple of really good foundational things that you've discovered that have been helpful for you?
Time heals. Okay, you can't rush into this because it doesn't work that way. A slow burn in time. Make sure you learn your body and your mind the new way of learning it, not the old way. Post diagnosis, your brain changes, and when you have that medication on board and the right amount and the right type, then you can start your journey in a good way. It takes a long time. Neuroplasticity, not 1 month or 2 months, probably a year, 5 years maybe, and a decade is really when you're doing really well.
Yep.
Time's a great healer. Be patient, and I just hope people who know mental health people or deal with them, I hope that you find a positive relationship with everyone else out there. It's a good thing.
Bjarke, it sounds like you're in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Obviously, it can be a day by day type journey for you.
Everything's different every day.
But it sounds like you're in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
And I think this conversation is it's a couple of things. It's showing I guess our viewers that schizophrenia, even though it has some stigmatization around it, we're all human going through things. Right. We're going through a journey, and and you're an example of someone who's walking through that journey, and you're doing it well. And can I just say, I mean, Bjarke, you're someone that loves to help people. He loves to give and contribute, and it's not just about him and his issues, let's say, but it's also Bjarke has a real love for others, and that's inspirational as well, Bjarke. So,
thanks,
man, well done,
Thanks,
and thank you for joining us on today's episode. It's great.
More than welcome.
If you've liked this episode, like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time for another episode of Inside the Journey. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.